My name is Kala, Arvind Kala. While the Indian media convulses itself analyzing Mr. Modi's election rout in Karnataka, I'll delve into Mr. Modi's peculiar psychological makeup. And it's truly peculiar. For example, I have a question for you, my friends. Have you ever seen any person with two sets of behavior? I haven't. You haven't. But Mr. Modi has two sets of behavior. In India, in the 14 years he's been in power, have you ever seen him smile? Have you ever seen him shake hands with anybody? I haven't, nor have you, because he's unsmiling and he doesn't shake hands, and his hands are crossed this way in Parliament and otherwise, as if he's shutting out the world. But the minute he goes overseas or receives a foreign visitor, he changes completely. He steps off a plane outside, and his arms spread out in an expansive gesture. His face breaks into a radiant smile, and he goes and hugs the leader, the country leader, whether it's in India or outside. And those country leaders don't like it. I see it from their faces. They don't like it at all. But Modi had Trump also, and Trump being far taller than Modi ended up nuzzling against Trump's chest, which seemed very peculiar. And Trump looked very, very irritated. And mind you, Trump would like to be hugged, but he'd like to be hugged by a voluptuous blonde of Beverly Hills, not by a bearded 70-year-old guy from Baroda. So, but this is what he does. So, all those country leaders, they dread Modi's hugs more than they dread North Korea's nuclear weapons. But this is what Mr. Modi does, and I have a. Why does he do it? Because he wants the whole world to talk of Modi as the only country leader who hugs other country leaders. Yes, other country leaders don't, because they don't have time for this kind of bonhomie. But Mr. Modi, he just wants to be talked about. That's all. Do you remember, my friends, the antics he's done with other country leaders he's met? He has walked barefoot on a beach with barefoot on a beach with Netanyahu, the prime minister, the then prime minister of Israel. Some years back, he sat on an ornate swing in Gujarat, taking President Xi on a walk when President Xi was visiting, and he sat on an ornate swing, and then they sat on a bare wall, the two of them, with no cushion underneath. He's gotten the Japanese Prime Minister and the Japanese and his wife to wear a Modi kind of kurta, etc., etc. Because again, Modi wants the whole world to know about how when Modi meets country leaders, he's so unconventional, he's so unorthodox, he's so lovable, he's so adorable. That is Mr. Modi's word. That is how he thinks his diplomacy is conducted. Jesus Christ, is this the way to go? No, what we don't realize is that we human beings think that we are very perceptive and other people reveal themselves to us. What we don't realize is we reveal ourselves to other people also. And Mr. Modi just comes across as a narcissist. I mean, as an obsessive narcissist. Getting himself clicked right, left, and said, getting a cave constructed, feeding, meditating there, feeding a peacock, doing yoga here, there, everywhere. And, that kind of thing is just gimmickry. That is not how diplomacy is conducted or how a country is run. Now, let me get back to this Modi's clothes. Now, every world leader, my friends, there's a standard dress. The black suit, white tie, black socks, black shoes. Now, that is what country leaders wear round the year, every day of the year for decades together. That we've seen on TV. But Mr. Modi, he has to do something different as being the colorful guy, the teenage sage of India, venerable India. And he started off with wearing different kinds of kurtas, yellow, pink, red, indigo, whatever. with different kinds. But then his ministers started copying him. They started wearing that also, and that irritated Modi. So what he did was to sabotage them. They're copying him. He reverted back to his white kurta and white this thing, and now wears those fancy turbans on his head. And not one minister of his dares and wear a turban, lest otherwise Modi would sack him. So that is, and in the talking of turbans, Modi has been in power for 14 years, which works out to something like 5,100 days. In this time, how many different kinds of turbans would Modi have worn? 20, 50, 100 more? Yes, probably. But I can tell you, as a part-time Delhi resident, none of those turbans would cost less than 50,000, if not 1 lakh. If that turban maker was to sell it to a rich bridegroom going for his wedding ceremony. But Mr. Modi's focus is this. Now, all over the world, among those leaders during dinners, etc., or they sit around at a party nursing a wine or having a beer or a whiskey, all those people gossip just like we do in daily life. And they would snicker among themselves about what? About Modi, that why the hell does he this thing? There's a simple word for Modi's kind of dressing. It's called peacock dressing. Peacock, because you just want to look different every day. I mean, and those country leaders would think they know how poor India is, and we know how poor India is. Our education, that should be Mr. Modi's priority. Now, if he's wearing different turbans, etc., etc., we wonder what the hell are his priorities. Are his priorities India, or are his priority is how he's going to look this afternoon, this morning, tomorrow, day after, or with this leader, that world leader? So Mr. Modi is very, I don't know why he behaves in this fashion. Earlier BJP leaders, I mean, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, such a classy guy. I remember in Bhopal, many decades ago, when I was Indian Express correspondent there, Atal Bihari Vajpayee was Prime Minister, and he came and inaugurated a passport office there, and he talked to an audience of some 400 people, and he had us rolling with laughter, my friends, rolling with laughter. Literally, oh, I was 31 then. Literally, we were just guffawed and guffawed and guffawed. That was the L.K. Dwani, Murli Manohar Joshi, all those fellows. They were educated and they were very cultured. Nanaji Deshmukh, Sundar Singh Bhandari. And Mr. Modi is exactly the opposite. Exactly the opposite. And did I say that? Since I've forgotten whether I've said it or not, I'll repeat it. We think that other people reveal themselves to us, but we reveal ourselves to other people also. And believe me, I can tell you one thing: the party which would be the happiest at Modi's defeat in Karnataka would be the BJP outside Karnataka, because the BJP detests Modi more than other parties detest him. Now, Modi realizes that, and he's quite fearful. As a person, I can tell you, he's very insecure and fearful. And well, that is what I wanted to say. And I'll bid you farewell. Please share this with everybody, and subscribe to my channel, and press the like button if you like this. All right? Okay. See you later, alligator.